You're watching the Gambia Radio and Television Service, and it's now time for the news in summary with me, Lamin Manga. A clearing exercise on a huge parcel of land identified for cultivation by President Jam is attracting scores of volunteers, but Kanilai Family Farms officials say more hands are needed to complete the task at hand. Volunteers from Lower Salem district recently descended on the field measuring 7 kilometers to help prepare it for cultivation. Since matters relating to religious affairs fall under the purview of the Office of the President, the general public is hereby informed that no ziyara is allowed to take place in Gunjur anytime soon or in the future. A news release from the Director of Press and Communications at State House states, persons or groups found contravening the said instructions will face the full force of the law. The Senegalo-Gambian Commission has produced a report that should guide the demarcation and densification of the two countries' common borders. The Commission recently met in Banjul after several such meetings. Descendants of the erudite Senegambian scholar and jihadist Maba Jahuba on Sunday held their annual ziare to reflect and reaffirm their commitment to the path of the man credited with reinvigorating Islamic teachings in the sub-region. The annual event, characterized by recitation of the Holy Quran, was held at the tomb of Said Matiba, the celebrated son of Maba Jahu. You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live at our website. That is at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. To news outside the Gambia now, Army chiefs from the 15-member ECOWAS bloc have agreed to deploy the planned 3,000 troops to Mali by next week. This follows a meeting held in the Malian capital, Bamako, between ECOWAS Army chiefs and government officials on means of retaking the north of the country from the rebels. The bulk of the troops will come from Nigeria, Senegal, and Niger. In the troubled Senegalese region of Casamance, a major demining operation has returned land to inhabitants of 6 towns and villages. The Senegalese government signed a peace deal with the fighters of the separatist MFDC 8 years ago. It was regarded as the best hope to avoid a civil war in Syria, but the peace plan drawn by Kofi Annan has collapsed. The dramatic development was triggered by the crumbling of a proposed ceasefire. The commander of the Peace Monitoring Force, General Robert Mood, has said that fighting between the two sides poses a real threat to the lives of his men, prompting the United Nations to suspend the peace plan. The country now faces a real challenge as government and rebel forces continue to fight. You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live at our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. That's all in the summary. It also brings to an end this edition of GRTS programs. We do thank you for your company. Do have a restful night. Good night.